Hello, my name is Andy Klepner and I am with Automated Marketer. In today's video, we're going to be going over the new funnel builder inside of GoHighLevel. In this video, we're going to go over the new funnel builder inside of Labs inside of GoHighLevel. Now, you may not have ever used Labs before. Labs is where all the beta tests of all the software that is just coming out for high level, anything new that's coming out. So I'm going to go in there, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use it. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the old funnel builder. It'll only take a second. I'm going to go over to sites, and then I'm just going to choose one of these funnel templates that I've been working on, and I'm going to edit it in a new tab. And as you can see, here's the funnel builder. Now, it's pretty basic. We have it on the left, and we have our basic information up here, settings, pop-up, and so forth. Well, I want you to keep this in your mind exactly how it looks, because I'm going to show you the new way that it's going to work. So all I got to do to find that is go into a special area that you may have never actually gone to before inside of GoHighLevel. What you do is you go to settings, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom left-hand corner and you see Labs right here. Now, Labs is where all the new stuff is coming out for GoHighLevel. You can get a preview. And if you see here, there's tons of different stuff in here. We've got My Staff version 2, opportunities, page enhancements. This one I absolutely love. We have additional emails for contact and everything new that they're working on. So you want to peruse in here every so often. They send out a lot of emails about the new stuff that's coming, but if you come into Labs, you can turn it on and start playing with it and see if it works for you. Now, in the bottom one right here, we have brand new funnel website builder. So I'm going to turn this on. Now, after I've done that, you're going to see that we have a little bit more information about it. You can read all about it, and you'll see when it's actually coming out in 100 days. And you can also submit feedback after you've used it, so maybe they can even make further improvements over those 100 days. So now that I've turned that on, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go to sites. Now I'm at the same page. Let's see if it loads up. I'm going to click edit in a new tab again. As you can see, I've got the old one right there still. And the new one has loaded. So I'm going to go back and forth a little bit so you can see the difference. This one is kind of older. It's got this blue bar up here, but this is super clean, really easy to use. So I'm going to give you a little tour about some of the brand new parts of it. What we have here on the left-hand side is the plus sign. Now, it will allow us to add sections, rows, elements, global sections, and section templates. I love this because this is all in one spot. If you look at the old version, it's kind of scattered. You have the different sections over here, the elements, and in order to kind of see where everything is in your funnel, you got to go to section, and you got to go to manage and then manage it that way. Not in the new one. In the new one, that's all here. Really easy to use. You see all of the sections that you can build with. And then over here, you can actually see all the layers. The way they're doing layers is like this: managing sections, managing rows, which can be kind of difficult. If we look at the new one, it's all in one area. And as you can see, I've got the page I'm working on and the pop-up. Now, if I open the page, this page has two sections. And if I extend it this way, you'll see all those sections being able to work on with the rows and sections all combined into one. Much easier to use. But I'm going to go back to the element area again and just show you how this works. We have our sections, our rows, and our elements. I'm going to take a section. I'm going to move it up into there. I'm going to add a logo to that section. Now I can add a row by hitting the plus sign, or I can hit the plus sign here and then go to rows and add one column. And then I can add an element again through this button or use the plus sign. I'm going to go to the plus. I really love this menu. I think it's easy to use. Kind of reminds me of a Dreamweaver from back in the day. I don't know if anybody remembers that one. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to find an image and I'm just going to drag it right in here. Now this is very similar to the way it used to work. But as you can see, I get to see more of the whole funnel, exactly how it's going to be represented. And then I click on the element, and after I've clicked on it, I can manipulate it and start adding to it. If I go here, I'm going to add another image. I go to my relocated items. I have some fake logos here. My logo has now been entered, and all of the directions are exactly the same. I can change the spacing. I can do the padding. No problem here. I'll just use numbers, which I always find easier. And I can work with background colors and so forth. If I grab this background, change it to yellow, whatever I want it to be. So it works exactly the same. It's just built out a little differently. Easier to use. Also, again with my layers, now if you notice, I've got 3 sections here for that page. Now I can also take this section, I can rename it. I'll call this the header section. All right, and as you can see, it instantly changes it up there. But let's just say that I have this area and I want to clone it. I want to reuse this again. So I'm going to call this section 1 just for the sake of this tutorial. 1 section. All right, and then to clone it, all I got to do is hit clone and call this section number 2. Now this, to me, what I'm about to show you is worth its weight in gold. Sometimes when you're working on a funnel, so as you can see, I have section 1, section 2. You know, I'm going to differentiate these so that you can see exactly what's different. See section 1, section 2, just like that. And now it's kind of getting tight. That's not my favorite part about this. But if I want to see everything, I can just open it up and see my funnel as I'm working on it. Again, section 1 and section 2. Now, as I alluded to earlier, this is where the coolness comes in. I can now take these sections and I can drag them. So now my section 2 and my section 1 is over there. Really, really cool. Because sometimes when we're working on a funnel, we're kind of figuring out exactly where we want things to go, where we want one section or another section. By working on it right here, we can name these all the different, you know, we could call it testimonials, FAQs, anything like that, and we can move that up and down very, very easily. So that's a really cool part. Over here, we can also see all the different pages within our funnel. And then we also have our tracking code. In the tracking code, you can still put your header information and so forth in there. Then we have custom CSS, typography, so we can change the typography of this funnel. And we have all the Google fonts still in there. So I'm just gonna choose any one of them. And if I go here, I'm just gonna choose anything right down there, and it's gonna change some content for me. As you can see, it's changed down there. All right, so that works great. Then we have our pop-up settings. I believe I've jumped over the background, so the background's right there. And what's really cool, these are like little drawers that as I'm working on it, I can kind of shutter them in order to see what I'm working on. Over here, we have our SEO metadata, just like before. It used to pop out on the right-hand side. Now it's on the left. This next one is the preview custom codes. Now with preview custom codes, it allows us to use the code element and then see what actually is behind the information, the code that we're putting in there. So I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna open the code editor. I'm gonna paste some code in there. This is just a video embed from YouTube. I wanna use it as my example. And if I hit save, you're gonna see that I can see the video here. If I shut it off, there it goes. It just tells me that there's custom HTML code. But if I want to click on the preview, you'll see a video. I just picked some random video from my feed and threw it in there. And you can see how the preview custom code works. This is a really cool feature that I plan on using quite a bit. It is actually live right now on the old version, but I know I'm definitely going to use it even more on the new version. Over here, we have all the different pages that we can go to. This link is here. We can also see how everything looks mobilely. Now, this is really cool, and I really dig this because most of the time, most people are gonna see our pages mobilely. It allows me to have everything open as I need it and still be able to preview it mobilely and kind of get to the nitty-gritty and work on the sizes of everything. As you can see, that works pretty well. This embed video is not gonna work inside of a mobile. So as you can see, really, really cool feature, the mobile feature. All right, it also has the undo, and it also has, now this is important, versions. I don't know if you've ever used this before. This is available right now in the old version, but also in the new version. If you click on versions, you can actually step back and see all the different versions of the page that you had in the past. Now, because I did that, I kind of deleted all the work that I just did, but this was more meant to be a preview of exactly how we use the new builder. So there you have it. The last one I want to show you is the show settings click right here. And this just opens up this drawer here for whatever element you're working on. All right, so that's a basic information about the new funnel builder inside of GoHighLevel. This works not only on the funnels, but also on the websites. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.